Okay, so you've made your way to the one pot meals chapter. There's actually 2 one pot meal chapters in this book, but this specific one, right here, chapter 8, utilizes the electric pressure cooker. I thought I would demystify the Instant Pot for you a little bit. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard from people over the years that they ordered one, maybe it was a Cyber Monday sale, and it was still sitting in the box in their pantry because they were too afraid to use it or because the buttons confused them a little bit. Let me tell you one thing, the button I use the most is the meat and stew button or the soup button. The recipes in this book were written using a 6-quart Instant Pot, but any electric pressure cooker will work. And just in case you really don't want to use one or you don't have space for it in your kitchen, every recipe has an alternative method, whether that's a slow cooker or just doing it the good old-fashioned way on the stovetop. But I can tell you that the Instant Pot has saved my busy weeknight life more times than I can count. Not only do I love to utilize the freezer recipes that are also in an earlier chapter in the book by throwing them in frozen into the Instant Pot and serving dinner up within 30 minutes, but I also love to make bone broth in here. I love to make soups. I love to make stews, or my very, very famous cheeseless queso dip, which you're also going to find in Healthy in a Hurry. You can follow the instructions really easily in this book to start to learn how to use your Instant Pot, but I also just want to show you quickly how to set it up. So a few things, every model is slightly different, but they are all relatively similar. You want to make sure that the silicone ring is fully intact within the metal ring that's in there, or else you won't get a good seal on your machine. In addition to that, if you have this model, this guy pops off. Some of them don't. You want to make sure that it is on securely, and when you put your lid on, you want to have it set to sealing. Let me teach you one other small quick trick that took me years to figure out. I don't know why, but there is an arrow right here on the lid, and it matches to this arrow right here so that you can very quickly get your lid on and turn it to lock it. Otherwise, you're gonna spend time like this trying to figure out exactly what the right fit is. I know it sounds silly, but it's really nice to know exactly where to go. Once you secure your lid and hit your vent to sealing, not venting, or your valve, then you can plug your machine in and you can press the buttons that you need. With an Instant Pot or any electric pressure cooker, it is going to take some time to get up to pressure. Depending on how much is in the pot, that can be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes or so, so don't be alarmed. If this little silver button is not popped up, it just means that your machine still needs to come to pressure. And until this is popped up and everything is sealed, your timer will not start counting down. Now, if you've had an Instant Pot for a long time like I have, sometimes it doesn't come to pressure like it should, and I occasionally just have to give it a firm push after the heat has been building for some time to get it to all seal, and then that silver button is going to pop right up. Now, a couple things. When a recipe says to do a quick release, that means that you are going to switch this valve from sealing to venting as soon as that timer is done. A lot of steam will come out, so I suggest putting a towel over the vent and stepping away. If it calls for a natural pressure release, all you have to do when it's up is hit that cancel button and the pressure will start to release on its own. Depending on how full the pot is, that can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. You'll notice that some of the recipes in the book call for browning the meat on the saute function first. There's a few reasons I like to do that. Number one, it does add extra flavor. I do love to skip steps whenever possible, and I did try to write these recipes with that in mind. But one quick little tip, and sometimes why I do it, is because it actually helps get the machine to pressure faster. If you've been sauteing and it's already hot, and then you add liquid or you add hot liquid, the whole machine is going to come to pressure a little bit quicker. So sometimes I do use that as a tactic just to make the entire process a little bit faster. If there's a recipe that's specifically written for an electric pressure cooker or an Instant Pot, and you want to do a slow cooker or stovetop method, be sure to see the variations underneath the recipes. Also, if you're just looking to convert one of your old favorite slow cooker recipes to an Instant Pot, I give you some really practical tips for how to easily convert those recipes on page 211. You can go from Instant Pot to slow cooker and vice versa.